Yo, people, you're back for a new season, the Chelsea conversation, where you get all the latest news about what's going on with Chelsea. You know, the ones just a Chelsea's fan perspective. You know, the ones there. So, big up my boy Carl. What you saying, man? What you
Yeah, I'm
saying,
good, man. Good to be back. New season, all that
bro?
kind of stuff.
New season, new vibes, man. Obviously, a couple man can't make it today, but David might still pop through though. So you man watch out for that. But you might know the usuals: like, comment, subscribe, and share with your people. And look who it is. The man, the myth, the legend, the Twitter hooligan, David the Thomas in the building. What are you telling me, bro?
What are you telling me, bro? You good?
Yeah, man, we all good, man. We all good. But yeah, as I was saying, like, comment, subscribe. Hey, let me even change this up, man. What's going on? Yeah, that's right, that's right. Yeah, so make sure you man like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your people. But before we get on to Chelsea, I think everybody's seen what's going on. I need to get you guys' thoughts of Messi to PSG. Now, first, yeah, let me ask. First question: is this the greatest transfer of all time? You man, tell me.
It has to be, man. It has to be. For me, personally, I said it on Twitter. I said that for me, it's the biggest news in football history, personally. If you deep it, Messi, greatest player of all time, no one would have thought going PSG. Like, we've had every year
See,
happened.
bro.
Literally, every year happened. Oh, Messi might believe, Messi might believe. And he just got washed on the carpet. Now it's actually happening. And now we just got to take it in. Like, it's crazy to think.
What about you, David? Are you saying that's the greatest transfer of all time? Basically,
I'm not
really.
gonna lie. We'll probably get to it in a minute. Although it does piss me off about the whole situation, I have to say it's the greatest transfer of all time because say what you want about Messi, whether you're Ronaldo or Messi, we all can admit he's at least the second greatest. And he is literally Mr. Barcelona. So for him to eventually leave in the way he did and join a team, to me, it's just crazy.
You know when they announced that he left, yeah, man was like, I don't think this is true, You know the ones where you're thinking it's just tactics by
Yeah,
Barca, isn't it? I was just waiting.
Yeah.
I was like waiting for, this guy's actually saying, but until he actually lifts the shirt, like I'm still not convinced, innit? I'm still not convinced until he lifts that shirt. Then after that, then nah. But because we're gonna get into Chelsea anyway, but let's even talk about PSG. Would you now say they're the favourites to win the Champions League based on these signings, Carl?
You know, it is. I think it's past that. I think personally, they have to win the Champions League. Like, PSG have been trying to build a super team for longer than people realize. Talking back from early David Beckham days, they've been trying to build teams with very serious established players, and they've never won. Well, as I'm aware of, they've never won UCL in recent times. And they've been trying to build that super team. And for me now, they have one of the best teams that we've ever seen, really. And now it is a super team. There's not a single guy in that team you'd even question in the slightest. Even from guys like the weakest guy in the whole team, Wijnaldum, he's a very good player. He's a very good player. There's not a single guy you can call out and be like, oh, maybe the defense isn't good enough. They just bought Hakimi for 70 mil, so like they're on smoke in every single position. For me personally, Donnarumma, player of the tournament, Euros. For me, they have to win. Like, I know it's easy to say, oh yeah, but maybe Man City will be sick. But what do you mean, Jack Grealish? It's just Jack Grealish. We're talking about Messi. You can leave him. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
What about you, David? What's your thoughts? Champions League
Uh,
favourites or nah?
nah, I said this.
Hey, I think your internet's a bit laggy. Like, it's
Wait, can you hear
sounding
me?
a bit like a robot. Yeah, I can hear you now.
I'm gonna say that. I'm sorry. It's not able to win a Champions League at least once in his time there. I feel like the debate is over between Messi and Ronaldo. You have to give it to Ronaldo because, bro, even without Messi, you can make the argument that they are favorites. Yes, I can see your faces. Bro. I personally think Messi is the greatest, but bro, this whole situation just really just pissed me off because even before Messi has joined, you can literally make the argument that they are the favorites in the Champions League. Now, in
Yeah.
My bust. It's Champions League or bust. Because I mean, I was arguing it with my friends, and they kind of made me see this is literally the greatest team ever assembled on paper.
No, relax. But wait, your
Yeah, I
internet
know.
keeps going in and out.
Wait, let me sort this out. Give me 2 seconds. I'll sort
All
it out.
right.
Yeah, but on that point, you see why I have to respect Messi is because the thing is, all these years, the one thing people questioning him about is, but he's never left Barcelona. He's never left Barcelona. You know the man there. He just comfortable Barcelona, chilling in that league.
Denzel.
But the thing is, I don't care what people say about the French league. At the end of the day, it's a brand new league for anyone, no matter who you are, in a new place. It's a challenge. It is a challenge at the end of the day, and it's with a brand new team, set of players that, although he's played the Neymar before, but it's a fresh set, and he's used still with Barca because he's the OG of Barca like now. So for me personally, that kind of whole, but can he do it in this league or whatever? Is over. I don't care if it's not the Prem. It's still a whole new place, isn't it?
You know that thing? Can you do it in the other leagues? I think it's obviously decreased because it's not serious. Everybody's seen how good Messi is, but what he's done at the Champions League's enough, man. So, but like with Messi, yeah, yo.
Can you hear me better now, you man? Or is it still cutting out?
You good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but
No,
I kind of
finish your point.
finish the point now, or should I say what you're gonna talk about now?
No, yeah, finish your point. You were saying about Messi and Ronaldo.
Bro, the reason why I say it is because, like, say what you want, yeah, I understand. As Carl was saying, you can't really make that argument that he's never done it in this league. But bro, I'm sorry, like literally any league besides the French league, bro. Like man can play at 30%, yeah, and it still won't stop PSG from like winning the league. There's no competition, bro.
Why did it stop them last year?
I mean, I do hear that, to be fair, but like, let's be honest. Last year,
and why did Monaco stop? Why did Monaco stop them like 4 years ago? Before that,
again, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but again, I feel like that's just an anomaly more than anything. Like 9 times out of 10, you expect PSG to win the league.
Yeah.
And let's be honest. Even the last season, they didn't win. They didn't win because it wasn't there problems between like the board and Tuchel. That's why Tuchel ended up getting sacked because of shit like that. So it's not. Let's be honest. Like, if you were to put a gun, if you were to say, out of the top 5 leagues, the team you expect to win the league every season, PSG is the number 1. There's
Bayern.
No, I think PSG are worse, bro. At least, yeah, you expect Bayern to win, but at least they have Dortmund, a team that
and Leipzig,
teams that actually can provide some type of like competition for them. Whereas, really and truly, who could you really say that for PSG that provides them competition?
Obviously, on a consistent basis, there isn't really one because at least with Dortmund, you can say, even though they don't really compete with Bayern, you can say they're still consistently a good team. But with the French league, there isn't really a consistent second team. So
yeah,
I hear your point.
Maybe that's why I feel like it kind of annoys me so much. Like, I'm not even saying go to the Premier League, bro, but like, if you want, just don't go to the French league, man.
I mean, let's be honest, there's only 2 teams that could really buy him now, really, because that was PSG and maybe Chelsea, because Man City bought Grealish, so there was no chance they were going to go in for Messi in it. So, yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know. Messi has nothing to prove, so I think with the GOAT thing that you're saying, it's just the World Cup, really. That's the thing that will separate both of them. If one of them wins the World Cup, then you would argue that that person's greater than the other. But right now, they're even in it. You know, you can't say one without the other. So that's kind of how I see it. But with Poch, yeah, I don't think he wants that pressure, man. I think that might be a bit too much pressure.
He didn't sign up for that, you know. He didn't sign up for that.
Man.
Look back when he first joined, he didn't sign up for that. He didn't have these kind of players around him. And now they've done a Mazza, and now he's the guy with the main focus. I've never seen someone have the pressure of dealing with 11 superstars on their one team. Never. Since Pep in Barca days.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Would you mind say it's Messi's team, Neymar's team, or Mbappe's team now?
Yeah, Mbappe.
Okay, calm. Okay, Neymar's team or Messi's team then? Which one would you say it is?
Drag, man. Drag, right?
Because honestly, some of my friends have been saying it's Neymar's team. I personally feel like for the fact Messi has joined, if Messi joins any team, it's automatically Messi's team in my eyes.
Yeah, of course. To be fair, no, I'm not gonna actually. Let's not disrespect Neymar, but he is Messi's team. Don't get twisted.
I don't know. Part of me thinks they're gonna share it. I don't know. I think
Yeah, I hear that.
because Neymar's a better player than he was at than when he was at Barca. So I think they're gonna share it between them. But Mbappe is not. Yeah, Mbappe's not in the conversation, bruv. Like Mbappe will be feeding off them. He'll be feeding. You'll have a big sum up from all the chances that these men will be creating, bruv. So yeah, but it's gonna be interesting. Mm-hmm.
So are we all in agreement? If they don't win the Champions League, like it's a bust.
100%. If they don't win the Champions League, there's no point. There's just no point in going for it anymore. It's one of the ones.
Yeah, no, they have to win it, but I don't know if he's really gonna get the balance with all them men in the team. I just don't know, man. I don't know. Because like you look at Suarez, Neymar, Messi. Suarez was a striker. Neymar stayed out wide. Neymar offered the width, and then Messi kind of just did his thing. Yeah, you're kind of like, who's doing what? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
in that front three,
it'd probably be the same way it was with the MSN, I imagine.
But Neymar's not doing the wide thing, bro. No.
But I already feel like with Mbappe, would you say like he's at his best when he's in the channels, not like feeding off chances?
For me, he's not really. He's not at his best in centre forward.
He's not a striker. Mbappe's a winger, isn't it? But he's got two players that are 10 times better than him, so he's got to have to compromise, bro. So, yeah. Mbappe can't. I don't know where this chat's gonna be. Like, bro, you need to humble yourself. You know, you're playing with two proper footballers. Like, you're gonna have to. You know them ones. You're gonna have to listen to what they tell you to do.
But I can't lie though. I just have a feeling. If you go at Mbappe, the guy has a mad ego.
I don't know if that's true. Yeah, I think it's just people.
Nah, he does, bro. For like that whole France situation that opened my eyes to it. He has a mad ego, bro.
He might do. I don't know, but I don't know. I think people like to overdo things, you know, them ones. But no, he might do. But I mean, all these top athletes, they probably do have quite a big ego. That's why they get to the positions that they're on it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did have a big ego. Do you think he'll go to Real Madrid next year? Or
I reckon he'll be moved for soon.
You reckon what, sorry?
I reckon he'll be moved for Mbappe in the near future. Definitely.
They kind of need his profile, a guy that's, you know, very strong getting in behind, you know. They need someone like him. So, and obviously with his the commercial side now, like they're trying to big him up to be the so-called next guy, and but let's see, man. So let's see. Well, but enough.
Huh?
What did you say?
I said that's King Kai's job.
Come on.
Who's Kai?
Young Havertz.
King Kai, bro.
You watch your mouth, bro. Yeah, let's start with Chelsea now, innit? So before we get into like the transfers, I haven't really been watching preseason, so I don't really know what's been going on. But from you guys, from what you've seen, what's the general like ideas that you've got that's Tuchel's trying to try for the new season, and have you been impressed with those? So David.
Well, the first adjustment I could say I've seen is the fact that, especially with Hudson-Odoi, if you watch him, he pushes up like proper up the pitch like he's a winger, so it allows DH to have more like space, and I feel like that's been like a noticeable improvement in their game. And to me, I want to say like other than that, there's been anything too crazy. From what I've gathered, it just feels like they like haven't had to really like exert much effort, but they're just still outplaying teams. Especially that Tottenham game, like it was adamant that like
I watched a bit of that game. Yeah,
they could not handle us at all, like not in the slightest. It was literally only when we basically brought on our D team, they were able to get back in the game.
Nah, yeah, I watched a bit of that game, but I think I watched it when he said they brought like the D team, so it wasn't very cohesive in it. So I didn't really see much in it. But Carl, from what you've seen from preseason, like, what's your
Um,
general ideas that you've got?
the one game I was at that Tottenham game, so I'll just cover that game. In the first half, when the key players were playing, as in Kante, looked very solid as if you've seen them from last season, playing at good level. I was very impressive with Kante and a few other players, but the worry was when the subs did come on, I think they were worse than Tuchel would have expected them to be. I don't really want to go into it, but as in like Bakayoko and players as of that level and guys like Kennedy, there wasn't really kind up to where we want to be if we want to be Prem champions. So that was the
But
only word inside of the rotation from them wasn't too promising.
wait,
However, we say David.
I was just say, bro, Bakayoko, he needs to get gone, bro.
We'll talk about transfers. Don't
Yeah,
worry, we'll talk about transfers. Yeah, Carl,
Yeah,
finish your point.
yeah. But end of the day, it is preseason. Not gonna lie, and we even though the Prem is literally this weekend, we're not gonna see teams playing at their peak level in preseason. So nothing to be. I wouldn't say nothing to be worried about. But to be honest, we'll get into it. But some youth players, as in Tina Andrian, looking very nice. Tuchel, I think, likes him a lot. If I'm being honest. But yes, standard stuff. You see, Ziyech, very good in preseason. Actually, he had a very good preseason. Um, I'm not sure if it's because he's playing more attacking midfield or so, and less just stuck on the right. But yeah, he had a very good preseason.
So like you two can tell me like who have been would you say the top three best performers and then the worst three would you say performers? So like between you two, who would you say were the top three?
Personally, because of his goals in the Tottenham game as well, I say Ziyech surprisingly was in that top three. The game that he did play then as well, Kante, he's not. I know it's kind of easy to say Kante, but he was very good. Um, and it's a weird one, but I would say Andrew because of how he did come off on the bench and he was impressing in front of all those other players from, as David said, our C team, whatever you want to call it. So yeah,
What about you, David? Who have impressed you the most
I mean,
out of them?
the only similarity I'd say I have with Carl is probably Ziyech because he really, really has impressed me, especially in the Tottenham game. And even in the Arsenal game, he was unlucky because he should have gotten an assist from when he like played through ball into Timo Werner and he missed it. Surprise, surprise. And I think probably after that, I'd probably say Chalaba, like
mm.
he's had a really good preseason, like really good. And maybe after him, I'd probably say Hudson Doy because I feel like he's played well in every game he's played in, and he's done like well defensively as well, not just like on the offensive side.
Okay, that's interesting. And who were the worst performers? I know you said Bakayoko was terrible, but who else? Any other nominees?
If I'm being honest, I know he did score against. I think he did score against Arsenal, but and Tammy Abraham was poor in that game. I'm hearing Tammy Abraham was poor in the Arsenal game, even though he did score. I'm hearing he's poor, but Timo Werner, he still didn't look as sharp as I wanted him to be. If I'm being harsh, but he didn't look as sharp as I wanted him to be in terms of that last final touch finishing.
The
So I
cutting
say,
edge,
yeah, literally. And in terms of the defense, there's still something missing there. But Miazga and Ampardi, I can't see them pushing in. I can't see them pushing into the first team, obviously. Yeah. So yeah, them
I
one
hear
of
that.
one of them two, I'd say.
I hear that. David,
Wait,
any other ones that you want to mention?
wait, who was your free call? So say that again. I didn't hear you.
I'll say Timo as Tammy. So striker was one of the worst. And
Yeah.
Bakayoko was the worst. And then one of the defenders, which came on, which we conceded the 2 goals against Tottenham. So I'd say
Oh,
either Miazga and Pardew. They both came on.
wait, I feel like you're forgetting someone. Yeah, I would say yeah, Tammy. I know he's good against Arsenal, but bro, it's as if like maybe it's because he's got a lot in his head going on right now. Like the guy always gets in the right positions, but he just can't. he always seems to just fuck up. I don't know what it is about him, but he just always seems to fuck up, and it's just frustrating, bro. Like, I actually like Tammy, but like he's just not good enough. But other than that, I would say Bakayoko, another guy. He's just a bum. I don't want to insult players, but he's a bum, bro. Like that Tottenham game, like he's just bad. Another person, and this one actually kind of disappointed me because like I genuinely wanted him to come in this season and have a good season for Chelsea, but Madelang Sarr, bro, wasn't he at fault for their first goal or the second one of the goals, bro? I was other than that, like every game I saw him play, like the guy was just shaky, bro. It was just so annoying, and I wanted him to have a good pre-season so like Tuchel could potentially use him, but I just don't think he's good enough for Chelsea, bro. Personally,
Yeah, 100%.
And I hear that. So let's move on to potential newcomers and players that will leave. Obviously, let's start with the biggest one with Lukaku. What's our expectations? Man said Mbappe flopped. Yeah, we already said Mbappe, but I'll take him at Chelsea though. I'll take him at Chelsea. You know the ones there. But what's it called? Let's start with Lukaku. What's our expectations for Lukaku coming in? 20 plus? Or should we even be aiming higher for 30? So, Carl, what are you saying?
No, I want a nice bit of rum, want a nice 25 plus goals. I think we've been missing that world class striker for a while now. Big rum, form of his life. Inter, what a season, man! What a season at Inter. Looked a completely different player for Belgium, even as well, to be honest. So I'm excited for Lukaku. Yeah, no, but the thing is, at the end of the day, all we need is goals, man. Goals. Like I'm expecting 25 plus. I wanted to contest for that golden boot, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
Big up Martin Rosario. Askaku got to prove himself to a CL winner in Turbo Teamer. Man's called him Askaku. What the hell?
this guy Chelsea fan.
Nah, I'm in the GC with him. He's a Juve fan. But David, what are you saying about Lukaku? What are you saying? What are you saying about him?
Really and truly, like if it was a situation where we don't really create chances, I would say at least 20 goals. But we create chances, bro. And as Carl said, he literally is in the form of his life. And another thing we're forgetting is this is the club he's supported since he was a child. And he played for us before. So it's not as if like he doesn't have a point to prove. So really and truly, I expect at least 30 goals. Not even the Premier League, just 30 goals in general. Because we're playing a lot of games as well, so you have to remember that.
Let's check. Has he ever bagged 30 goals in a season?
Yeah.
I think he has.
Yeah.
Did he for Inter Milan?
Yeah, Inter Milan he banged hella goals.
Well, maybe I'm thinking in the league. I don't think he has in the league before, but I mean, 30 goals in the league. It doesn't happen often. He bagged 30 twice. For Inter in both of these seasons. Yeah, he bagged 34 in his first season and then 30 in last season. So, yeah, man. So, looking at that here with Lukaku, how do you see him fitting in, and what partnerships do you think with Lukaku coming in is going to blossom? Because I know I've seen one thing of Lukaku and Havertz maybe, which I can see that's an interesting one. I kind of like that one, but like who would you say is going to really thrive with playing alongside Lukaku? Because Ziyech might be another one as well. So David, what are you saying?
I mean, I feel like we will both know my answer to this. It's pretty obvious. Turbo Timo, you know, that one's there. Like honestly, no. You may think I'm chucking it, or honestly, you may think I'm chucking it. But if you see him at Leipzig, when he had his best season, it was when they had a target man next to him. Like, I forgot his name. The Schick.
No, it was Paulson. No, but you know one thing with Werner, yeah. I slander Werner because he's a shocking footballer, but he, as I always say, he's useful because he does make those runs in behind. He stretches the defense. I do expect him to have a better season though, because let's be honest, his finishing, the chances that he misses, they don't happen all the time. If you get what I mean, they're kind of how would you say it? You would expect him normally to score them, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, even though he normally missed it, you would think in a good season he should score more. If we're being honest, he should get
at least
maybe
15,
like
20
15
goals.
in the Prem. He should really.
And also, bro, you need to deep this as well. You know, like VAR, the rules in the VAR, bro. They changed it so when you're
Bro,
offside.
who cares about VAR? Man was
No,
on
let
V1
me
all the
finish,
time.
bro.
Come on,
Let me
man.
finish. Let me finish. Like, be honest, how many goals did this guy score? I mean, I know he missed a lot, but how many goals he scored? Yeah, when the guy was barely offside. There
True.
was quite
Maybe
a
like
few
one or
goals.
two. Maybe
Nah,
like
bro,
one or
more than
two.
that. There was a few, bro. There was genuinely a few goals he scored.
I remember there was Leicester. Was it Leicester that
There's one
he was
against us,
offside?
home and away. You know, it wasn't just in Stamford Bridge. It was home and
Home
away.
and away. The school. Oh, I didn't watch that game actually. The away one.
There's a game against Liverpool where he scored, but he was marginally offside as well. But I'm telling you, like,
Oh yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
bro, I'm telling
There's
you,
only
there's
two or
so
three. No, there's not
no, I'm
many.
telling you, there's more than that off the top of my head. I'm just saying the ones off the top of my head. But like again, and the fact that he has a target man now next to him, so that takes attention away from him. He can only like get better with that.
I hear
And
that.
as
I do hear that. Yeah. Are you done? Oh, sorry, because I
oh wait,
thought I
no,
cut you off.
oh my bad, yo. So I was gonna say yeah, and obviously Ziyech as well because we know how good he is at putting the ball into a box. That's perfect for a striker like Lukaku. And you know what? I mean, I kind of disagree with everybody when they say like Havertz and Lukaku would be like the perfect pairing because wouldn't they both more or less occupy the same space, the left/right hand channel? Because isn't that where Lukaku like likes to play? If you watch him at Inter, that's where he usually is, like in the channel, in those channels especially.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Kai is very good at like interpreting space, so I think that he's clever enough to what's it called to like kind of adapt. But yeah, Carl, what about you? Who you saying that
Um,
he's gonna connect with?
I'll say my two key players will be Young Havertz, definitely because Young Havertz, we saw in that striker in the striker position or in that very forward position. That is when he peaked at his time at Chelsea so far. So him and Lukaku, if Havertz on the right or wherever, I could see a link up there. And Ziyech, if he is dropping in behind in sort of a calm position or so, he's got the skill to as a through ball Lukaku or from the right hand side, as you know, that's kind of is on his left every single time he gets the ball. Um, yeah, definitely Ziyech. I think he's gonna step up a lot because for me, it's his last season. He has to prove himself at Chelsea. I think he's very very good footballer, but same way, if his first season it just didn't go in his hands. But Lukaku is his biggest chance so far. And then lastly, I'll say it's an unorthodox one. But I say Reece James finally doesn't have a shambolic striker in the box. Like Reece James can actually launch because this guy, I saw a compilation. His crosses are very serious, you know, and there's a lot of balls that go in the box. I know we're not. I don't do crossing inshallah. I don't like that kind of stuff. But same way, Reece James, he's got serious delivery, or whoever's CHO on the right on that wing back position, putting balls into the box. But I don't want Lukaku to be used as one of these big strikers in the box to just win headers and all this kind of stuff because he's not that kind of guy. But yeah, them three players, I could see a serious link up.
Mm-hmm. Any final thoughts about Lukaku before we go into Kunde?
Uh
He's
to be honest,
he's
I'm really looking forward to announcements on this, seeing him start. To be honest, like it's been a while since I've been excited for or TV since Werner, since I've been excited for a striker. So I'm just hoping he goes well.
he's clear of Haaland. He's clear of Lewandowski. Who's another striker? He's clear of Harry Kane. Who else? He's clear of all of them, bro. That's the energy we're moving with. Best striker in the world.
Is he clear of lower?
Yeah, clear of all of them, bro. Benzema, all of them, bro.
Yeah,
Number one.
I hear.
Swear hooligan. But let's move on. Let's move on now to Kunde, innit? I haven't really heard any updates about him. It kind of just like because Zuma was meant to go in it, but Zuma said, "No, I'm not going." And then obviously he's kind of just like gone under the radar. But if they do sign him, because I've watched a bit of Sevilla, that guy's quality. He's a quality centre back, and he reminds me a bit like people will say he's similar to Upamecano. maybe it's because of the hair. He does kind of remind me of Marquinhos as well. He's got a very good leap on him, great on the ball. Like he's very good on the ball. Like he can drive very well with the ball. And especially in a back three system where you want your wider centre back sometimes to push forward with the ball. I think he's a very good fit for that. But in my opinion, that's a great signing. What's your guys' thoughts on the Kunde links? Do you think he's needed? And we're going to talk about Gurhi and Tomori, whether that was necessary then. But Carl.
Yeah, I think he definitely was needed, if I'm being honest, because that's what the quality he brings in that centre back position. That's a very good comparison you said. I remember one of the episodes last year, we were talking about centre backs you like, and you always talk about Marquinhos in that PSG team. And if I'm being honest, Koundé's he's the closest of that kind of style you're gonna get to Marquinhos. He's fast, his ball playing ability is very, very serious. I'm not gonna I'm tired of defenders who just slack on the ball. I'm not gonna draw out defenders, but some defenders who've had
You just want to talk about Zuma, mention his
I'm
name.
sorry, but
Uh,
I don't want to draw him out, but we've had some slack defenders on the ball, and the way people can play, like we just got to improve. And at the end of the day, what I'm thinking of more is Thiago Silva, Aspilicueta, they have 1 year tops, bro. It's time. It's time. The time's done, man. 1 year tops. No 2 year nonsense. After this year, they're gone. Kunde, Christensen, and whoever else. It's their time, man. It's their time.
Nah, I hear that, man. What about you, David?
See, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say. Apparently, I was seeing that Fabrizio Romano, he said that Chelsea's priority is still to sign Koundé. They're just trying to like wrap up this whole like Lukaku stuff, and then they're gonna focus on signing him soon. So he pretty much is a Chelsea player. So I'm not really worried about him not signing. But like similar to what you guys have said, really, I don't really need to add too much. His ball playing ability is very, very good. But I would say maybe the only thing I'm kind of worried about is the fact that he's just 5'10". I feel like you at least
got a good leap. He's got a good leap on him.
I know, but you at least maybe it's just me. You at least want your centre back to be like 6 foot tall.
Cannavaro, bro.
Who?
Cannavaro, them kind of players.
I mean, I hear that, but like maybe it's just me. In my preference, you want your centre back to at least be 6 foot tall. So I'm just worried that maybe he could get bullied or something because I haven't really watched enough of him to say like I know his playing style. But if you guys seem confident, then I'm gonna back him all the way, innit?
Mm.
Clear of all of them.
You might have to. You might. No, with what you're saying, you might have to adapt to the league because obviously the physicality of the Premier League is different to the league, isn't it? So obviously, man like Chris Wood and them man is a different challenge to playing with. Yeah.
To be fair,
what are you gonna say, Carl?
David, you made a good point. To be fair, because end of the day, someone who everyone thought was gonna be great in the Premier League, who is another small defender. Do you remember Otamendi when he first joined for Man City? People thought he was going to be the guy, man. And then it's being my laugh, but it's a fair comparison of him and Koundé. Like, Otamendi. Like people thought he was going to be Man City. He's a bit of pace, but a small defender, but composed, and it just didn't really work out for him. But I do believe.
But Otamendi never really got bullied. He was just bare rash. He was just not very good. He wasn't a very good defender. Like, I just remember we've all seen that clip of De Bruyne, innit, when he's getting mad at Otamendi. Like, the guy was a bit of a peanut head. Like, he wasn't all right. You saw him in the Copa America, bruv. You see them, man. Argentina, man, different, man. But Koundé is a brilliant signing. What's your thoughts on selling Tomori and Gurhi though? As if, in my opinion, Koundé is better than both of them, but it's a thing of, is the gap big enough? Because you're gonna spend maybe like 40 M's. Is that extra 20 million worth it? And are Chelsea kind of shafting away the youth? Would you say, David?
Can I be so real? I'm gonna level with you, man. Here, I honestly don't care. Like I'll be so real. You see, like the fans take that shit too seriously, bro. Like it's not that deep. And let's keep it a buck. Like we can't keep doing this as Chelsea fans. Like wanting our loanies to play. When let's be honest, it's very unlikely they're gonna get the opportunity. Like let's keep it a buck. Like we have to just let them go. Like if they want
isn't that the problem though?
What do you mean?
Isn't that the problem that? Because let's be honest. A lot of these guys are good enough, but they're just not given the pathway because they don't have the sexy name or they don't have the what's it called, the PR to go alongside that. Kunde sounds like such a great name. He's played for Sevilla, La Liga, but because Gurhi and Tomori come from the youth, it's not as attractive, innit? You know what I'm saying? When, in
But
matter of fact, the level and difference isn't as big if you give them the opportunity.
I hear that, bro. But you have to understand the manager we have, Thomas Tuchel, is not a manager that like won't give like youth an opportunity if he doesn't think that they have the potential to at least like start for the club or at least be in the team. So that's why I just have faith in like whatever it is Thomas Tuchel wants to do. I need to understand with Gurhi especially, it's obvious that he wanted to be like in the first team. He wanted to start, but he's not going to start. So it's like unfair to like give him false hope. I'd rather them just blossom somewhere else. And if they are good enough for Chelsea, eventually they could potentially come back. That's honestly just the way I see it. Not gonna lie.
Nah, I hear that. I hear that. Carl?
I have to agree. To be honest, as much as it pains me to say it, the facts are that there's no team in football history who have had all their players, youth players, just come through. It just doesn't work like that. To be honest,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest, we've seen over the years the youth players. I know the loan army is building and building and building. How long do we want it to go on for? Like we have to. It's business at the end of the day. We do have to offload some of these loan players. Tomori was a very good player. I'll be honest. I'll never say Tomori wasn't a great centre back. He was a very good player, but the price we got for him. Then you look at that. It's a very reasonable business. Very reasonable business for Guahi and Tomori. Um, so now I'm not mad at all that they've gone to find some new signings. End of the day, if they didn't go, we might not be able to get Lukaku or even bid for Kunde in the end of the day. So now yeah, when does the loan army end, man? There's a lot of players in our team right now, if I'm being honest, that aren't gonna get in the first team as well. I'm sorry, but guys like Pardew and as I mentioned, Miazga, their time will eventually come as well for them to leave as well. But it's just
Yeah.
part of the process. And it's football. You can't take it personally. I know they've been at the club for a while, but everyone has a time to leave in the day. Kunde is a good replacement as well. It's not as if we're selling these guys and Marina and Roman are just keeping the money for himself. We've seen we bought Lukaku this week. He's been reinvested into the club.
And that's it. That's the key thing. Because my take on it, yeah, is that I see it but from both sides. My thing has always been the youth academy first and foremost is obviously there to make money, but it should also be used as a squad players initially. You know what I'm saying? Where you bring them in. So, an example, yeah, instead of spending 15 M's on Barkley, you bring in Mason Mount. You give him that opportunity to be a squad player, maybe be third or fourth choice. Instead of spending maybe 40 million on Sal, you give Gilmore a chance. You know what I'm saying? Where maybe right now they're not quality in terms of like Gilmore's and as good as a Sal, but in a year or two, they because they have high potential, they're gonna almost exceed the quality of the player that you're bringing in. You get what I'm saying? And that's where my thing's always been is just if you're selling Tomori to bring in Kunde, I have no problem because Kunde, in my opinion, is one of the creme de la creme of the best young centre backs. But my thing has always been you're bringing in a Zappa Costa when you could have brought in a Reece James. You get what I'm saying? Where the quality isn't far off, and in 2 years' time, they're gonna exceed the quality of the player that you're bringing in. You get what I'm saying? So my thing has always been the youth players, if they're very good, high potential, should be given that squad player option, and then you build from there. But obviously, you got the ones like who's left. Livramento is a very good one. He's a very good player. But who would you say?
Went Southampton as well.
Broha. So you see, like Broha, you kind of shaft them away in it. You let them come back. But for Livramento, I think you give them the opportunity where he should be second choice to Reece James.
Yeah.
But if they want first team football, then they have every right to leave in it. So that's just how I see it, in my opinion. I'm not really too like, 11 players have to be from the academy. It's not that simple. And there's really 11 good academy players at one time. You never have that. It's maybe only maximum 2 or 3. Like you're seeing with Arsenal, Smith Rowe, Saka in one sort of batch, and then you might have another batch of Balogun that's coming through. He's a good young striker, but you never have like a Barcelona where you have 4, 5, 6 players from the academy. It doesn't happen like that. But moving on to an academy player that I might be leaving is Tammy. I want to ask who's a better club that you should go to, Atalanta, Roma, or Arsenal? David.
If he has any sense at all, I don't. I feel like I'd be rude saying that, but if he had any sense at all, bro, go to Atlanta. Because simply for the fact the way they play, he will get so many chances, and I think that's what Tammy needs. Tammy's the type of striker. You just need to give him a chance, and like 9 times out of 10, he probably will score it. And I feel like Arsenal is probably the worst club he can go to in a situation like this because it's not even as if they're in a good place. Number one, and number two, the football they play is awful. I'm sorry to say they play terrible football. So it's not even as if like he's guaranteed to get those same chances he would in Atlanta. And with Roma, I just feel like Mourinho's style of play does not suit someone like Tammy Abraham at all.
Can I just say one thing before you keep going?
Go on.
Mourinho has a good record with strikers, so that's one thing.
But yeah, I do hear that. I do hear that, to be fair. But me personally, I just don't feel like their styles will match. Like Atlanta to me is the perfect club for him. So if I was Tammy, I'd probably go to there.
Carl?
For me, it's nothing against Arsenal, but I'd rule out a move to Arsenal. For me, his best option is to go out into the Italian league, as we saw with someone like Romelu Lukaku, and try to prove yourself in that league. Because it's not. I'm not asking for a stat pad, but I mean, in these kind of leagues, you get a lot of chances, and I've criticized Tammy. I'll be honest. I'm not a big fan of Tammy, but he is a good poacher at the end of the day, and he can get goals, and I think he'll get some good opportunities in Roma and Atlanta. Under Josie, I would like to see him under Josie. That'd be quite interesting, to be honest, because Josie. But if we've been real, Atlanta is the best team for him. If he has sense, he would go to Atlanta. Not even just a stat pad, but he can actually prove himself in that league. And who knows, he might come back in the future. He's still young, and but for me, if he goes to Arsenal and he flops at Arsenal, that's his career done. He's finished because he's been. You guys are forgetting he's been Swansea, he's been all these places, he's been Chelsea, he's been different. Like he supports Arsenal, as well.
Fuck off! I need to go.
He supports Arsenal as well, and like that's the thing. In his head, he's thinking, "Oh, this would be so sick. I get to play for the club I support and all this kind of stuff." But really, if he goes down and flops, man, it's just sad. It's just sad to see. So I'm saying, I think Roma deal was done in it, but if the Roma deal wasn't done, it's an Atlanta thing, man.
What, the Roma deal was done?
Apparently, that's what. Allegedly.
For me, obviously, I think Italy would be a good place for him to go. Roma, as I said, Mourinho is good with strikers and he has a history, and we know Mourinho will push the Tammy to his limits, which might be good for Tammy. Atalanta, you're gonna get better chances, and Tammy's a very good finisher, and I think he will improve his overall game. I think he has the potential to be a complete striker and just be a quality player, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of potential there. It's one of them ones as well, because if you're looking at it from the living perspective as well, Milan's probably a more attractive place to go to than Atalanta. I think that's just a town, Atalanta. I don't think it's even a city like that. So it's one of them ones, isn't it? Where I said Milan, it's Roma. What am I saying?
Roma. Yeah.
What am I saying? Rome. Yeah, Rome is a more attractive place. Either way, I don't think it's a big loss, but I think you'll probably develop a better as an overall player at Atalanta than at Roma. I think with Arsenal, I don't really think Arsenal are in desperate need of Tammy. Obviously, they want to get rid of Lacazette, but they tried so hard to get Balogun his new contract, and he's obviously looked at as a very good striker from the academy. So I don't know, man. And they got Martinelli and stuff like that, so I don't think they really need him.
Josh, can I just say something? Yeah, this just shows the levels between Chelsea and Arsenal, bro. How are they trying to buy our third-rate striker, bro? And people want to tell me that Chelsea aren't the biggest club in London. I'm sorry, I just had to say that one.
Tammy's a good striker, man. Tammy's a good striker, in my opinion.
He is, bro. I'm not saying he's not a good striker, but bro, man is literally our third choice, and they're trying to buy him as their starting striker. You're telling me that don't show the levels?
If he starts banging in, Chelsea fans will start saying, "Why did we sell him?" Innit? So,
I agree with you there.
You know how hindsight is. So
this one time, he's our first striker, bro. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah. Is what it is, man. I think you'll go and do well. But let's move on to who do you think are the biggest threats in the league? So out of Man City, United, and Liverpool, who are you more fearful for? Because Liverpool have VVD coming back, and I don't know if they're going to reinforce, but Man City might be getting Kane, and they already got Grealish, and then United, Sancho, and Varane. So who are you saying are the strongest and um the ones that you're expecting to really push Chelsea all the way, Carl?
Oh, bro, I'm not gassing up Man City. I don't care about that.
The Champions League has gassed you, bro. Just gassed you.
It's not even that. It's not even that, man. Man City buy players every year. I'm not phased by Jack Grealish. I'll be honest. I'm not phased.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get phased by Jack Grealish. I'll be honest. I think we're past that stage now. I think people are getting twisted PR and football ability. PR don't mean you're good at football.
What are you saying about Grealish? You saying he's mad overrated?
I ain't getting into that. But you could say that. You said it, not me. You said it, not me.
Bro, so the Grealish agendas have begun.
No, but I rate Grealish bears, innit? But bro, I'm sorry. I know there was a poll that came out. Yeah, do you know how many?
Sorry.
I think he's the best player in the league, bro. Like I love him, but let's not take.
Wait. People said he was the best player in the league.
Yes.
With a chest, full chest,
full chest, bro.
Full chest.
Literally full chest, bro. That's what I'm saying. They're beginning to chuck it.
No, they were chucking it since, bro. People were saying it. You know what? And I realized with Grealish that this guy is. I have to leave him alone, man. He belongs to the streets. The first time I realized, they said he was playing like Prime Hazard. I was like, bro. Chill. and then, you know, I was like, chill, yeah. And then, you know what made me go, okay, this guy might be a bit. He's gone. Was when they started saying he's world class. I was like, bro.
Forget about it, man. But
quality player, though. He's a quality player.
That's me. We'll get into Grealish though on another time. That's an interesting one, you know. But I don't want to hate on him because in the end of the day, he's made a huge move for himself. But I'm not fazed by him, man. I think Man United, you know, Man United with Jadon, not even just with Jadon Sancho, but Man United can be a threat. I'm telling you, Man United, they've been building slowly, and I know they do it every year, and then they don't really get what they want. But I'm not a fan of Ole personally, but I can see him putting through with the players he has right now. For me, they're set. Once they have a DM, personally, then once they have the DM, they're going for it, man. They're going for it. They're hungry. They're hungry. They're not passion merchants, but they're hungry.
I don't know if they are bringing a DM. That's the thing. I don't know. But yeah, David, what about you? Who's your biggest threat? You're saying?
I think personally, like, I'm not gonna lie. Do I fear Man United? Yeah, I do. But as long as that P teacher is their manager, bro, they're not winning shit. I would say that with chest. I don't care because they're not winning shit.
Respect Oli.
Respect what, bro?
Respect Oli, man.
Bro, bro. They're not winning. Like, bro, like I think Oli. I don't think he's a bad manager. Some of the hate he gets is unwarranted. Like, we can all come to the conclusion like he's better than Arteta. I'm watching it. Pains me to say it.
Let's stop doing that, man.
He's clear, bro. Like, let's keep it a buck. He's clear of Arteta, and it pains me to say, but he's better than Lampard as well, bro. Keep it 100. But he's just not good enough.
It pains you to say that. I wanted that ship a long time, bro. I left that ship a long time, man.
Nah, bro. I am a petty guy. It pains me to say it, but like, I just feel like I don't even feel like he's good enough to even compete for the title. I feel like they will probably finish third or fourth. And I feel like it would be a 2-horse race between Chelsea and City. And also, like, another team I feel like people are getting to gas is Liverpool. Now, I get it. They won the league 2 years ago in dominant fashion, but they're not the same team, bro. That midfield is washed. And let's be honest, the type of injury VVD had, he's not going to be the same player for like another at least 1 or 2 months. And within that time, it can like shape a league, bro. Like, I genuinely feel like it's going to be a 2-horse race between City and Chelsea. And honest to God, I'm going to say it's confidence. I genuinely believe like if they're not able to sign a striker before the end of the window, Chelsea will probably win the league. I feel like you could actually say Chelsea are the favourites, genuinely.
I hear that. That does make sense. Kane, I think they probably will get him, man. I think they will get him.
That's
because if he doesn't leave, oh my days, that's such a big L for him. How does he even hold that with chest that man's flopped badly? Like, oh man, that would do him dirty, man. Because he does actually deserve to leave, but obviously from Levy, I'm not gonna sell him for cheap. You know, give me 150 if
No,
you
but
want
no,
him.
I was hearing that he was apparently been saying that it has to start with a two, bro.
What?
It has to start with a two, bro. That's apparently
200 M's, a lot of mercy.
That's mad.
that guy's
That's
trapped, bro. He's not going nowhere.
But that's why they won't. They're not. That's why they won't win trophies because you can't accept stuff. Sometimes you have to put your pride aside. Sometimes you have to put your pride aside. But I'm not gonna lie, though, it pains me to say it, but Tottenham in silence. They're building a little nice team, you know.
Romero, Gil, Gielini, Golani, whatever his name is. Yeah, some good signings, man.
Like I wouldn't. Not obviously they're not in the title race, no, by no means. But I wouldn't write off Tottenham
For top four, innit?
Yeah, top four definitely. And like I think Arsenal will improve a lot as well. If I'm being honest, over this next season, they're not in the title race, but Arsenal they'll improve a lot, you know.
Yeah, I imagine they'll get a couple more men as well.
Yeah,
Arsenal before the window closes.
Yeah.
Wait, you might give me your. Sorry to interrupt you, Joshua. Give me your top four for the season. Where you reckon like people will place in the top four, or even top six rather.
I ain't got one right now, but I can make one. I haven't got one right now.
Shall I tell you what mine I think would be?
You go with yours, yeah.
So I think probably. Okay, no, I'm not gonna move like a hooligan. I think Man City will probably just win it.
You want to say Chelsea, man? Just say Chelsea, bro.
Nah, but I'm thinking logical. I think Man City will probably still win it. I think Chelsea will finish second. I think it'll be very close, but Chelsea will finish second. I think Man United will finish third, and Liverpool will finish fourth. And then I think Leicester will probably finish fifth, you know. And maybe Tottenham or Arsenal finish sixth, or even Villa as well, actually, because they have a very good team.
You know, if Pep wins the league again, we have to have a conversation about him and Fergie. But
no,
we'll move about it.
No, we don't.
And if he wins the Champions League as well, Fergie, you might have to come outside still. Yeah, but when we get there, But yeah. But let's look at the Super Cup, because I was thinking if there's any transfers any players that we need to sell, but we kind of already know them. Like we know like Kennedy, Barkley, and all them man need to.
Zavacosta.
Yeah. So we don't need to go over that. But let's look at the Super Cup. Let's do a quick preview. Let's just do starting 11. Who do you think is going to be playing for the game?
What are you saying? Three at the back?
Yeah, probably. So Mendy in goal.
Mendy in goal. Who are we going? Back three. I'd say Rudiger. Is Thiago Silva about?
I don't think he's back in it, but I don't think he's fit in it.
Yes,
it might be Christensen.
I'll say Christensen, Rudiger, and Aspi if he is about.
Zuma might still play though, because
Zuma had pre-seasons, so he might play.
Yeah, he might play.
Right wing back. Is Reece James back from his holiday? But not. He should be.
He should be. Like I think everybody's back in it, but it's just if they're match fit, that's the thing I doubt.
I think they're probably not going to play.
You might be seeing Zappacosta, flying down the wing.
Jesus Christ. Like,
well, except if he does the Cho and Pulisic as wing backs, isn't
it? Tell him is I think you got to go Jorginho, Kante. I think you have to.
Is Jorginho back, like fully fit yet? Or?
He's in the camp. He's on the board. So I think if you can get some minutes out of him, man, just do it, man. It's just save the pain.
He might be covered. I think he might be covering Kante, because I know Jorginho probably isn't match fit yet, innit? He might be on the bench.
That's the thing, because it's still pre-season, but it's a bit worrying, isn't it? That the season's starting on Saturday. Half of the guys they're washed, man. They're washed.
What's the front three saying?
Personally, Werner, Havertz. Who's last one?
Probably Ziyech.
Ziyech, yeah. I'll say Werner, Havertz, Ziyech. I'll be excited for that. I'll be excited for that, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's what people shouted as the main three for the last season, isn't it? But it never really came about really that much. Score predictions.
2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, I'll say the same too, though.
I don't really know, man. I haven't been watching any preseason like that. I only watched the last one, the Tottenham one, the second half. So I don't even know where Chelsea are at, really.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Be real. Do you care about the Super Cup? Yes or no?
It's a trophy, man. It counts.
Yeah.
It
Is it
counts.
valid? Has it got any cred? Has it got any street cred or anything?
Yeah, no, it's got some. It's not really got that much credibility, but it's not like community. It's not community shield level. It's just.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit above, like, because the community shield is basically a friendly. Like, it's actually classed as a friendly, but Super Cup is still. It's still European in that, so you count it, bro. That's the only thing. Is it? I think it was Denzel one time was trying to count community shields, bro. I was like, nah.
He don't take that.
Community shield, nah.
He don't take that.
Obviously, Super Cups, it doesn't really have much weight, but it's still a trophy, innit?
Yeah, good start to the season.
Yeah, and I mean, if you win everything, it counts, innit? It actually does count, innit? Because when Barca won the 6, innit, and Bayern, they count the Super Cup, I think, innit?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. But any final thoughts before we wrap up?
What's your what are we saying for this weekend?
Oh, Crystal Palace, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Crystal Palace this season, man. Shout out Vieira, man. You know the ones there. So I don't really know, to be honest. I don't really do predictions that much, but let's see, man. Let's see. What about you, Dave? What's your thoughts for the game?
To be fair, we always beat Crystal Palace, innit? So I just expect that.
Don't say that, man. Don't say that.
I know. I'm not trying to jinx it. I'm saying I expect that to continue, innit? But
yeah.
To be fair, it will be a good example of like where we're at. I honestly I'm expecting dominant victory. Anything less than that, anything less than convincing, it's a shame in my opinion.
Yeah,
I hear that, man. I hear that. But yeah, guys, I think that's it. First episode of the season, the Chelsea conversation. Make sure you're subbed in. Make sure you hit the bell notification so that when we go live, you may be aware. But big up Carl, big up David for coming through. Hopefully Jack will be here next time, people. But now it was good, man. Stay blessed, and we'll see